We stand in the light, just so that you guys aren't in the dark.
That's what I was explaining to her. I said, I
Yeah.
want to see how this is. Like when I was running for governor, and I know you know, we did 18 churches on a Sunday. You know, you're in there 10 minutes, you out the door. That's right. And I was telling her, I said, it's constantly moving. You get the information and you move. But
Connor, you just make sure that you don't get run over.
I know,
okay?
right?
Yeah.
I might stand on this side and let you
tell us
guys.
when you're ready, and I'll make sure that we highlight what's happening.
We're good.
Okay, so Cynthia, we are in Rosebud, Texas right now, and we're outside of the library in Rosebud where city council meeting's taking place. But we're so lucky to be joined by the mayor and city manager of Marlin, Texas, who drove. How far is the drive from Marlin here?
about 20 miles, a little over 20 miles.
About a 20-mile drive, but they were kind enough to come out here, and we were just asking them about what they're seeing in their community and what some of the needs are. And you were just explaining that you have qualified for FEMA assistance,
Yes.
but the federal government, I think, is going to spend about 75%,
Yes.
and your community and your taxpayers are going to foot the other 25%.
Absolutely.
Do we have an idea of what that means for a community like Marlin in terms of total cost?
Total cost, I'll use another example. So, in other words, say if it's $100,000 in damage, that's $25,000 that the city is going to have to either eliminate something, or they're going to have to shift funds, because that's $25,000 that is not calculated in the budget. And in these small towns, when they do budget, it gives very little room for any extra expenditures. So 5,000 in these small towns, 5,000 over could mean the difference of having a certain service or not having a service.
And you have to pass a balanced budget every year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to impact your ability to finance other city services.
It could. Yes, it could.
And Mayor, you were telling us that you have water, but there's so many busted pipes that you don't have full water pressure, and you all are still under a boil water notice.
That's correct.
Tell us what the situation is for drinking water in Marlin. Are people able to get enough?
Well, we're having more and more resources coming in with drinkable water. I know that HEB is going to be bringing in a truck on Wednesday.
Go
we have
HEB.
Convoy of Hope that's coming out of Pennsylvania on Thursday with drinkable water. We actually took city funds and went out and bought water when no resources were coming fast enough.
Where did you find it when you went to go buy the water?
Well, Sam's Club actually opened up and sold us a pallet.
Okay.
And then one of the council members spent her own money to buy 20 additional cases. Well, during that particular time, I was still on the phone. I reached out to the mayor of Waco. They had just gotten 100 pallets of water through Coca-Cola. So when I reached out to him and expressed our need, he committed to 4 pallets, but then a friend of a friend who worked for Coca-Cola, he was working in the background and was able to get us 6 additional pallets.
Oh, that's
so we
wonderful.
did get 10 total from the city of Waco.
And the chief and I, when we went, we got in the ice storm. I think everybody's seen that on the world news. We traveled into the ice storm to get parts. Mayor called and said, "Hey, can you find water in Waco?"
Convenience stores.
Yeah, that way. Yeah, we'll get to that one. So I called her back. I said, "Mayor, they don't have nothing. Sam's, Walmart, nothing." She said, "Cedric, convenience stores." So we ended up with me and the chief on the back of his pickup truck, put 2 pallets of water from convenience stores. We went around convenience stores.
You pick up 2 cases at each convenience store, maybe, and then
We actually picked up 1 case at one. We went to 2 convenience stores, 1 case at each one. I mean, not case, pallets. Pallets
Okay.
were, yeah. So we came back with like 2 pallets.
That's awesome.
So we were able to make things happen in our community that no one else was making happen in theirs. And that was because we actually went out and did
You
it
didn't
for
tell
our
them about
citizens.
the Encore. The Encore, the power outages.
Oh, yes. We'll get
How long did you lose power for?
some of the earliest power outage happened on Sunday night. They didn't get their power back on until Tuesday night.
Okay.
And I actually reached out to our district manager first. I reached out to him on Monday, and he couldn't do anything. So when I reached out to him Tuesday morning, he was still unable to do anything. So I asked to speak with someone else. I need to speak with someone above him. So he gave me the South Regional Manager. I reached out to him, and I just emphasized the fact that you have certain people who have been out since Sunday. You have other people whose lights didn't go out at all. and you're rolling lights in their area, why can't you roll it for the people who've been out since Sunday? These
Yeah.
people are freezing and
That's
suffering.
not a rolling blackout
That's
for them.
not a rolling
Yeah.
blackout.
Deliberately
I said,
set.
so exactly what you actually did was you rolled it and you never rolled it back on. I said, so people are suffering. It is cold. They are freezing. I have people who need electricity. Roll theirs back on and roll out somebody else's.
Yeah.
But get those people some relief. By Tuesday night, they had electricity.
Oh, that's
So-
great that you were able to get that done. And I know that some people went longer, and some people
Yeah.
without water.
Absolutely.
We were in north of where we are now in Rains County earlier today, and some folks still haven't had their water turned on. 7 days later.
Wow.
We got some of that in Falls County too.
You
Yeah.
do?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. They have in like Mart and Reagan and all those little smaller ones.
What
And
do you
then
want?
we discovered on Saturday, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, not
but
at all.
We discovered on Saturday that the reason our plant went down is because when Encore came to reconnect the power at the pole after the power outage, they reversed the polarity. So when they
Encore
reversed
blew
it,
out our stuff.
they blew out our air compressors. They have agreed to replace them. They admitted fault,
Okay.
and they've agreed to replace them. So we will be getting new compressors from their mistake. But that's why our plant went down in the first place.
Two questions. I know that a lot of people who are watching this may not have known about Marlin before. One, they're going to want to know how to help. So is there an agency or an organization within the community that you think is doing great work? And then two, what do you want people to know about Marlin who never visited before? What's its claim to fame? What are you excited about? Why did you want to be mayor of Marlin? But if you could first tell us how people could help, that would be great.
Okay, right now what we need is plumbers. If there's any plumbers out there
Plumbers
that
come to
can
Marlin.
do pro bono or low-cost plumbing services for our citizens. We're a small community, but we're a low-income community, and we also have a lot of seniors and those who are disabled. So the income is not high in Marlin. We're also a community who stands together, who sticks together. We support each other in times of crisis. This isn't our first crisis, and we've been through struggle before together. So we're a community that just sticks together and supports one another. And if we can get some resources in to help those who are struggling, because a lot of the homes are older, those pipes are bursting. A lot of people don't have the resources to pay for it.
If y'all can call 254-883-1450. Again, that's 254-883-1450, extension 1002. Again, that's extension 1002. That'll take you straight to City Hall. Because like I said, for as organizations, we pretty much ourselves took care of ourselves. So if you call City Hall, if they want to donate their services, we will welcome it. And our city secretary will get all that information, and actually will come to me, and we'll get it to the public and get everything taken care of.
That's wonderful. We're so grateful for what you're doing and for taking the time to come out and meet with us, and also for fighting so hard for your constituents. Making sure that there's accountability from the power company, that you're doing what you can to get them on it. It looks like you went from convenience stores to trying to get pallets from Waco. What's something you'd like to leave the viewers with about Marlin that's special about it?
I'm gonna let you get the Marlin. I'm gonna get this. This is what I'm gonna leave the viewers. My mayor gonna handle Marlin.
Okay, you got it.
If you remember when we was running, I said you're gonna be my next president, right? You remember that? And like I said, you look like JFK. Well, you're gonna be my next governor.
Well,
So I'm telling the people, when you make that decision, this is the man. This is the guy that's gonna finally beat Abbott. Okay? And then I'm gonna take on Ted Cruz. We're gonna reverse roles.
just to clarify, I'm not running. I'm not doing any of that. But I really appreciate the sentiment that Cedric just shared. Thank you. So, Mayor, tell us about Marlin.
Well, I just want to say from the people in Marlin that we appreciate the exposure that we receive. We appreciate all the assistance that's been coming our way. Like I said, there's resources coming now, but it's coming from distances, so it's taking time to get there. Like I said, we're a community that sticks together, that stays together, that supports one another. We take care of our own, and that's what kicked in during this crisis. I needed to get resources for our community because no one else was going to help us. We had to help ourselves. That's what we're used to doing, taking care of each other.
I love that.
And I made sure we did that.
I love that. Well, I'll tell you this. Marlin is very lucky to have you as mayor and to have you as city manager.
Thank you.
And I think Texas feels very proud of both of you. I think there's no reason you all should have been in this position in the first place.
Absolutely.
I think the warnings were there about weatherizing these facilities and making sure that we had excess capacity, and we knew that the climate was changing and the weather was going to become more severe and deadlier. And yet, though it happened, you all stepped up and really led for your community. And that, just listening to these stories makes me super proud to know you all and to have the chance to be with you here tonight. So, folks, you heard it. If you want to help in Marlin, city manager just gave you a phone number you can call, especially if you're a plumber, and you can come out. But you've got two great public servants here, great example for Texas, and we're just so happy that you all came out and joined us here
Thank you
tonight.
so much for meeting us. We appreciate it.
And we'll check in a little bit later, folks.
Thank y'all.